Up lakini after COVID and schools were closed for months, all of a sudden those became very, very valuable solutions. So again, now if anybody was trying to buy that app, you can charge more because of the context. So
how do I negotiate a fair deal when a brand or publisher wants to buy my intellectual property outright?
Okay. So this question goes towards IP valuation, pretty much. Like if somebody wants to acquire something you have created, how do you price it? And what kind of agreement should you enter into? One is it could be income-based approach, which is you project how much revenues you think this IP that you've created would attract. A second way is comparing the sales of similar IP but other people's transactions. So you can check how much was a similar thing sold or how much were other people willing to pay in a different transaction. And then finally, cost-based approach, which is you look at how much did it cost you to create this IP. So at the very least, you must have your costs straight from the beginning. How much have you been spending to create even, the most mundane things like transport to the studio or everything, just put the numbers. It will give you an indication of how much it cost you to create this thing. And then look at what is going on. You can look online now. There's even all these AI tools. You can go check uone watu wanauza na pesa ngapi, how other people who have similar things, how much have they been paid for such things. And then finally, you can also look at your work, because sometimes peer context matters. Maybe you created something at the right time. For example, an example is during when COVID hit, there were people who had done the EdTech, the apps for learning online educational apps. Those people, their product was probably not very valuable. People didn't know, why in the world do I need to pay subscription for an online app? Lakini after COVID and schools were closed for months, all of a sudden those became very, very valuable solutions. So again, now if anybody was trying to buy that app, you can charge more because of the context. So that's just now where you're doing your projections. And then once you now need to consider what kind of agreement should I enter into. They can be an outright sale where you negotiate a flat fee, you're paid, your story imeisha. Or you can decide to enter into an arrangement, which is like, for me, I think that's almost like the best thing to try and do at all times. If they refuse, fine, but at least jaribu. One is you say, here's the IP, I'm happy to sell it. Maybe you agree on a fee that you're paid first, and then have a royalty tail, which says like either every year, or if you commercialize it, then I will have a certain percentage of royalty, so that you don't release it kabisa. Fine, you have assigned your rights, but there is a royalty right that you left that's attached, which can then help you to keep earning into the future for whatever period that you have agreed. Yeah.